All right, YouTube. Thank you for watching this video. We're going to be playing another league with this list. We're running back the one from the previous video. No spoilers. There we go. Fix that real quick. We're playing some amuLIT, trying to try to see what the new metagame in Modern is looking like, and then trying to build our deck in order to maximize what we act going on here, you know? So right now I'm doing a split of two explorers, two trinket mages. I'm looking to try to find a balance here, and I'm also trying to see what the sideboard is going to look like. As I was saying earlier a little bit, the only card that I'm kind of trying to see if I can fit, it's a Pithing Needle. I think that Pithing Needle is actually quite powerful right now. There's a bunch of decks that get stopped by it. The Heliod deck with Walking Ballista and whatnot. The Yawgmoth deck also gets really hit by Pithing Needle. It has like a bunch of different uses that could be quite powerful. So that is like the only thing that I'm considering to add to the sideboard package. But for now, we're just gonna run it back, and yep, hopefully we're gonna do as well as in the previous league. Whoops. I don't like Trinket Mage right off the bat. I mean, you can not like it. You can not like the lists that I'm playing. But all the things that I'm playing them for a reason. This is a fine hand, by the way. We're looking for an Azusa here. Stacy. Hmm. Stacy is kind of a hard way to go about it. Like, I really wanted an Azusa. Alright, assuming that I'm not gonna be able to play Stacy here, do I want Trinket Mage? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, doesn't matter. I might actually want Trinket Mage. So, Major Ford, Trinket Mage has value, right? Trinket Mage was stellar against in the Hogak metagame, right? It was just straight up excellent because it helped us. amuLIT was extremely important in that matchup because it allowed us to attack through our opponent's Hogaks more reliably with our Titans, and second of all, it allows us to get Tormod's Crypt and Grafdigger's Cage in post-hybrid games. So Trinket Mage was absolutely stellar during the Hogak meta. Trinket Mage simply has metagames where it's just actively very very good, and just like failing to recognize that is going to affect your win percentage in a negative way. In metagames where amuLIT is a very important card for you to get access to, that's where Trinket Mage really really shines. So our options here include playing Trinket Mage, using Once Upon a Time to try to find another bounce land. Yeah, I think that what we have to do is we have to play Trinket Mage here, and we have to try to find. We're gonna bounce the Radiant Fountain, which feels bad, I know. Oh, actually, I messed up. Oh, I should have bounced the Growth Chamber. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I should have definitely found bounced the Growth Chamber. That was a really bad mistake. Oof, that's bad. Ooh, that was really really bad. Woof. That's very bad. If I had held the semi-growth chamber in hand, we actually had a Titan here. We were attacking for lethal, forcing my opponent to chomp. Oof. That was very bad. That was very, very bad. And now we have to hope that my opponent doesn't have it? Yikes. Yeah, that's brutal. Wow, I really punted this one. All right. We just have to hope that my opponent doesn't have it, which is not the best place to be. Stasis Man has got it going on, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, I should have slowed down for a second and actually thought about my lines, cause yeah, we could have gotten there. Feels bad, man. Now we have to get lucky and not get comboed out here. Okay, so it's turn 3, so they did play their land. So they can't Coco again this turn unless they have the infinite mana combo. That's not the infinite mana combo. All right, so we're good. We're gonna get there anyway. Phew. But we didn't need to dodge there. Like we actually had it, and I just missequenced my. I just bounced the wrong land. Damn. Hex Drinker. Wow. My opponent's playing Hex Drinker in their modern deck. It's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. So we swing, they block here, they take 20? Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Well, we can actually double Titan here. Should we double Titan for value? Is there anything that my opponent can get me with? This Squadron Hawks, thank you for the follow. I'm just gonna go with the easy line. Because we can get double Simic Chamber, float 8 mana, 9 transmute, Summoner's Pact. Keep doing our thing. I think that this is a winning line just the same. Because both Vesuva and Stronghold are in our deck right now. So we should be fine. And you just saw the power of Trinket Mage, right? Allowing me to second amuLIT. If I had not had access to second amuLIT, I wouldn't have been able to set up the win that I'm setting up right now. So don't ignore the power of this card. Alright, discard. Graph to your Skage. Thank you very much. Peace within. Yes. I think these decks sometimes play Damping Sphere. Could take out a Cavern. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bring in Reclamation Sage. Pact of Negation comes out. Field of the Dead comes out. It's definitely not necessary. And one more card. On the draw. Not convinced on this Once Upon a Time. We're gonna see how that goes. 2-2 feels bad, man. I mean, that's how you start, Sam. Your first leagues are not gonna go great, I guarantee it. Because my first leagues didn't go particularly well. Not bouncing SCG wasn't the best line, but I don't think you would have Titan last turn. Yes, I did. So we play bounce land, right? I bounce the bounce land. I have Tolaria West in play, right? I have a Radiant Fountain in play. Sorry, I play second amulet, I play Semi-Ghost Chamber, I have 4 mana, I go down to 3, I packed for Azusa. I play Bounce Land 2 more times, that's 9 mana. 9 mana. Then I use 3 of those mana to transmute it to otherwise I have in my hand, 6 of that mana to cast Titan, attack for 20. So I actually had... If I had bounced the Semi-Ghost Chamber, I would have won 1 turn earlier. This hand needs a little bit too many lands. If I had a second land, I would keep this hand. But right now, like, there's too many ways that we whiff and we just die, so I think I'm gonna ship it. This seems just a tad better. It might be too slow on the draw anyway. I'd much rather have this be a dismember. That could be important at some point. Let me turn on the light here. It's getting a little bit dark. Let there be light. Vizier on turn 2. Yeah, this is what we want to see. The part of the combo that we don't care about. Thinking time. If I play amulet this turn and I play castle, I actually have Titan mana next turn. However, if my opponent has Reclamation Sage or Knight of Autumn, I actually don't even get to cast Azusa next turn. I think that's a little bit too risky for my taste. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the amulet, but I'm not going to play the castle. So this way, I can Azusa next turn, even if my opponent answers my amulet. Or I can hold up Beast Within if I deem that necessary. If Pastor Arsusi would take the game. It's game 1, and my opponent only had access to green mana. Doesn't matter. Ranger Captain of Eos. Eos? I don't even know. Carrion Feeder. Okay. Your opponent can cast a creature spell this turn. That resolves. Pog. Gonna play Azusa here. Do they have an Earth or something? You got a Carrion Feeder, OP. What's the best way to do this? I think the best way to do this is like this. And if they go for it, I kill the Vizier in response. If they do nothing, I do nothing. It's kind of not a big deal for me to hold up this member here. Is a new Helio Ballista combo seems so bad. I don't think it's bad. I could play a preemptive explosives on 2 here. So I think I'm gonna do that. Opponent persists in response. And I will dismember this in response. I shouldn't have paid mana. So now things comes back with a -1/-1 counter. Carrion Feeder becomes a 2/2. That resolves. I bounce my land. I guess I still want to play this out on 2. Sure. Now the only question is, Do I want to play around my opponent answering my amuLIT? I think I'm not gonna, actually. We're fine here. We have 2 pieces of interaction. Dismember plus explosives. Make it 3-3 and start the beats. That's hilarious. If they attack, I'm blocking. It's actually nice to get the current feeder out of the table, because this could have been potentially a problem, actually. Yeah, I mean, the cleaner the board is, the better it is for me. So I'm certainly very happy about that trade. Prime time, please. No prime time. I think that if my opponent attacks, I'm actually going to go for the cute play. I'm going to put a 3-3 into play. Nah, there's no way that's correct. They shock. Okay. Okay, so they do have a collected company, I guess. Alright. We gotta draw some Titans here, please. Prime time? It's not prime time. Lost game 1 to Yawgmoth. Yeah, that actually is not a good matchup in my opinion. Alright, here comes the Coco. This is when things get rough. Caustic Caterpillar. Alright, OP. God damn it. Destroy target artifact. They blow up my amuLIT. You got it. They did play their land. If they attack with Vizier, I think I actually blow it up here. We still have 1 answer. And we keep my life total a little bit higher, so if we draw Dismember, we can still cast it and whatnot. That's a devoted Druid, so that doesn't do anything. Can we find a Titan, please? Pretty please. Hey Darwin, how's it going? ¿Te gusta la nueva habilidad de la Miller? No, me parece malísima. What is this? Ranger Captain? Blech. My opponent needs to top deck less bad than I am, because I'm top decking pretty badly. Attack for 1 with the bird. Get in there, birdie. Get in there, birdie. My opponent might just beat me down with a walking ballista at this point. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I really need a Primeval Titan off the top. Probably this turn. El Titan UG Van Amulet no, tampoco. Ya acabo de hablar durante como 15 minutos sobre, sobre por qué me parecen que las 2 cartas son bastante malas en el mazo. Así que puedes chequearlo en los bots. Y después lo voy a subir a YouTube también. I wonder if they sack the Ranger Captain here. Maybe they do. They're really taking their time there. Yeah, finally go for it. It's pretty brutal. Especially because this ballista, it's going to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can activate ballista twice. I'm gonna need to beast within here now. So I take 2, then my opponent is probably gonna take the 3/3 instead of sacking the ballista. Why would they take the 1 damage? Like the 3/3 seems so much better than the 1 damage. Alright, I'll take it. It's going well. It's going well. The new meta has been fun. Ugh. Why is my opponent top decking so much better than I am? It's pretty insane. I guess they kind of whiffed there, but like still, I feel like my opponent is like out top decking me by so much. All right, give me that Titan, baby. Give me that Titan, baby. All right. What do we do here? I think I'm gonna try to make sure I don't die. Because my opponent is still kind of like 1 collected company away from winning this game. I don't think that amuLIT adds anything to me, and Grafdigger's Cage would potentially be something I'm interested in, but like Grafdigger's Cage doesn't stop Ranger Captain. Not for 1. No, I'm not dying to like the beats. I'm not dying to the random beats, right? I'm dying to the combo if I die. Well, maybe I'll die to the random beats if I keep whiffing. Any bounce line gives me 1 more turn. You think you E for 1? I think that E for 2 is just better. I mean, 1 matters because that's what I'm dying to right now, right? Like I'm dying to the random beats. But I think that like 1 Titan just like stabilizes immediately, right? So I just need to. There we go. Finally, we got there. So Primetime just immediately stabilizes, and having access to Explosion 2 means that I cannot get cheesed out. Do I play around removal is the question now. Because if my opponent top deck, they top deck something that they didn't play. It could have been just a land, but if it is a Path to Exile, then I'm actually in a lot of trouble. So I think I'm gonna get Toleria plus a bounce land here. Just Toleria plus Growth Chamber. Even Bojuki Bog doesn't sound bad, honestly. Just get rid of the Ballista kill. My opponent has 1 card in hand left. Too bad that I only had exactly 1 blue source. I feel like I definitely want Semi-Growth Chamber. And I guess Tolaria West. I know I could have hasted here. That's fine. I guess I died to Eternal Witness too, because they can E-Wit back the Ballista. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been too scared, and I should have just gone for it there. Just hasted Titan. Yeah, I'm now that I'm thinking in hindsight, I think I should have hasted Titan, which would have allowed me to put a Semi-Growth Chamber into play, which would have been nice. And then on the attack trigger, I could have gotten Bojuka Bog plus a bounce land. I could have bounced Radiant Fountain, clear the Walking Ballista for good, and then take it from there. They have Cord. They have Cord. Okay, so I'm dead now, I think. Yeah, they're gonna Cord for the max amount. But the correct thing for them to Cord for is for Eternal Witness. Yeah, that was bad on my part. That was pretty bad. I'm not happy with how I played that turn. My opponent has been top decking like a champion though. They've been top decking like a champion. Yep, that certainly kills me. That one's good to kill me. That one's good enough to kill me. Yeah, that one's definitely good enough to kill me. Could I have played that turn differently in such a way that I don't die to the Shalai? I don't think there's any options for me. The only thing I could have done differently is I could have actually played the explosives on 1 instead of on 2. That's the only thing that I could have done differently. Which would have mattered, because I ended up dying to this like stupid Burst of Paradise attacking with Noble Hierarch triggers. I still think it's correct. It was correct for me to go with Devoted Druid. Like I'm still trying to top deck a Titan at that point. Yeah. My opponent did top deck a little bit too well. They need Vizier and Ballista. No, but they can Collected Company into it, Artemis. Melee for the good, I don't think I'm very good with it yet. Melee with hands that I keep, but I just got lucky. Yeah, I mean, it takes some time. It takes some time before you really understand what makes the deck hum, right? I mean, I'm gonna keep this always. I'm gonna keep this always. Turn 1 Stacy, turn 2 amuLIT, and if we draw a bounce land, we actually have a turn 2 kill. Hmm. You know what? I think I'm going to play Breeding Pool here, and the correct line is for me to play the second amuLIT and not play this Bojuka Bog. Knight of Autumn. Alright. That sucks a little bit, but we're still fine. Now, though, I'm actually going to play the Bojuka Bog. because the Bojuka Bog being in my hand basically means that any tap land actually gives me Titan mana. Or castle, obviously. Alright, give it to me, baby. God damn it. No bounce land, but now at least any land gives me Titan. Whoa! Double Knight of Autumn. Alright. Alright, Samsia. Thanks for hanging out. Wait, there's more? Oh, Carrion Feeder. Yeah, that guy's fine. I don't think I block here. I think we just take it this turn. Next turn I can block. But if I draw a bounce land, alright. Castle. Castle, so good. Castle Garenbrig. So good. So good. Heyo! That card could matter. Although if my opponent is spending their mana to activate Gavony Township, then I'm probably winning. To activate, yeah, Gavony Township. Boom, 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 boom. Serve. Yes. Field Garrison, I think? Yeah. Let's do Field Garrison. It's funny because I think that Pact of Negation is pretty bad in this matchup, but all the time I end up running into situations where I'm like, I really wish I had access to Pact of Negation here. Okay, so we're still fine. Valou with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for this Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Oh yeah. Enjoy those emotes. And let me know if you want to get access to the Cyber Red. So here we have access to Instant Speed Bog. Opponent Ghost gets Ballista. That's fine. Doesn't matter too much. If they want to trade, they can trade. But at this point, I kind of feel like I've taken over. Unless they're playing Surgical Extraction or something. Feeling like I'm in a pretty solid spot. Another Pact. Play land. Bounce. How is the deck doing? We're currently 10-0 in the day, so... well, the deck's doing well. Where can you find the Discord? Great question, Blue, sorry. There you go. That's your answer. So here we're just chilling, I think. But yeah, usually like the value plan just doesn't get there against us. We just let this go. Got him. Bojuka Bog EU. Opponent almost backdoored into a win, but Stacy too strong. Stacy too strong. Yeah, they knew I had it. It was just a misstep on their side. can I present lethal here? Feeder doesn't block. Kitchen Finks does kill me though, so I have to be careful with that. What can I do? I can swing for 8 plus 8, 16, so that's not lethal. I cannot give double strike this turn either. I can transmute, play explosives on 1. The only thing I'm afraid here is that I know that my opponent has Ballista, and I know that they can play around Bojuka Bog by just killing my scout straight up and then cording for a Finks. So I kind of want to kill the Carrion Feeder itself. How do you feel about the new amuLIT list with the new Dryad? I think they're pretty bad. Yeah, so I think I'm going to explosives for 1. I'm gonna play Breeding Pool. Transmute. Engineered explosives. Play explosives for 1. Getting there. What do I think with the TitanShift with the drive instead? That is actually potentially pretty good. So do you folks understand why I did what I did, right? Because I know that my opponent has a walking ballista in hand, and if they walk in ballista and put this on 1, I actually think So if they Coco into Finks, then they can play the ballista. What am I even saying? Scout doesn't. This is exactly what I was playing around. We're fine. We're fine. This is exactly what I was trying to play around. We're good. For a second, I got confused there, and I'm like, do I need to blow up the explosive first? But then if my opponent finds Finks plus, if they find Finks plus Eternal Witness, they can get back the Carrion Feeder and recast it, right? But now it's fine because my opponent does have the combo on board, but I have an answer to the combo on board as well. So we're pretty much on even footing, and as long as I'm not the first one to go for it, I should be fine. And then I have 8 zombies, so my opponent should need to do some chomping over there. Plus the prime time, it's not going to be double striking, unfortunately, but it's going to deal a bunch of damage as well. I think my opponent's going right now through exactly the same permutations that I was. It's like, okay, so I do this and I play this walking ballista here and I ping the scout and then it's like it doesn't work. I think I have everything covered. And now my opponent has the infinite the infinite mana combo on board, but I think that I'm going wide enough that they can't stop me from killing them. They're going to up to 14, then they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. So that means they're taking 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I'm going to make a zombie end step with a scout, and then we should be good. Finks plus Finks was the only way around the explosive, exactly. But double Finks, considering I already answered one of the Finks, double Finks seems pretty unlikely. This is a super tight turn, though. Assassin's Trophy on the Titan would be a problem, though. But if this is a walk... Yeah, okay, we're fine now. This is just one more blocker from my opponent, but I think I should have enough, because I would force the chomp on both the Vizier and the Devoted Druid. Alright, so they go for it. In response, I'm going to make a Sombo. Am I gonna need more mana? Don't think so. So in response to that, we blow up the 1-drops. Feeder dies, Finks persists. But now they can't keep doing it. And now they're forced to chomp with something. Otherwise I have... Nice, nice. Alright, so this game I feel like I navigated much better than the previous one. I feel like the previous game could have been navigated a little bit better. That was good. That one actually felt pretty good. Seems like the Vanish should make our decks #1 in Modern a little bit too good. So, yes, I do think that amuLIT is tier 1 right now. It's like probably one of the best things to do in the format. The only problem that amuLIT has is the fact that it's very, very easy to hate out. Like, if you want to beat amuLIT, it's actually super easy to do. And in fact, a lot of people are doing it, right? With cards like Ashiok just showing up in literally every single sideboard ever. Yeah, so this is definitely a keep. I think we're bottom in the T-West, which feels weird, but I think that's correct. So we have a Titan, we need to find a bounce land here, and then we have amuLIT and Azusa. This is just certain matchups like Hard Infect, and either can play Ashiok Storm. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to target it, like, the problem with Ursa was that it wasn't targetable, right? There was literally nothing that you could do. Ursa could always beat you. That's not a thing with amuLIT. If you want to beat amuLIT, it's very, very easy to do. Blood Moon, Ashiok. Alright. We're playing the Mirror. Semi-Growth Chamber, thank you very much. Play Castle, play my own amuLIT, and pass the turn. Yeah, I would say that it's worse than 70-30. Alright. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good here. Three mana. Castle. Oops, I actually made a sequencing mistake here. It doesn't really matter, but still, it's nice to have proper sequencing. I think I allow my opponent to transmute here, because I'm going to be able to Titan first before they do. So if they're spending this turn transmuting, explore. I think we're still in the same spot though. Yeah, and now, yeah, now the fact that they play the Field of the Dead there means that they actually cannot Titan me next turn unless they have an Azusa. So that's good for us for sure. Can I kill here? One land drop, Summoner's Pact. Land drop one, Titan. Boros, Stronghold, Duck. So I'm 1 mana short of killing my opponent here. Brutal. Melee is the worst matchup? Yeah, melee is the worst matchup for amuLIT. Basically, what I'm trying to think is whether I should try to go for a field route or I should just... I think I'm going to go with this. I don't think I can set up lethal. I think I'm exactly 1 mana short of lethal. Exactly 1 mana off lethal. I could double strike or Sombos. I think I'm actually going to get Tulare West. Field twist. Is double quarter a reasonable line there? Yeah, we could have double quarter, but there's no way that my opponent can Titan next turn unless they also have an Azusa. Maybe double ghost quarter was a better line, however. Yeah, now that you say it, actually, yeah, the Suva on ghost quarter would have been nicer. Actually, I think I let my opponent Titan. They can't? Yeah, I think I just let my opponent Titan here. This is fine. I just have the upper hand. So yeah, I just let my opponent Titan, and if they attempt to go for a haste, that's when I go squatter their stronghold. Yeah, so I'm playing around them having Azusa, right? If they have Azusa, they can actually Titan, and I get blown out because I get attacked. By doing this and letting the Titan resolve, I am guaranteeing that the Titan is not going to be able to attack, and my Titan is going to overpower their Titan. Does that make sense? So now they use their land drop. Oh, this is actually super smart from my opponents. But I blow up the Vesuva and we should be good here. Because now they don't have a Susa mana and they cannot haste. So my opponent's playing the meme version with the Dryad. So now they can't haste unless they're playing Basic Mountain, which they are not. Because they can't. They also don't have a Susa mana either. If I had blown this up, they could have had a Susa mana, and my opponent had fetch for Vesuva, so they would have been able to bounce their Vesuva itself and then copy my Stronghold. But I'm just one step ahead. Once upon a time, that's not it, Chief. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, it's weird how that worked out, right? But it's just like my opponent didn't. It's better for me to let my opponent resolve their Titan, and then make sure that I cannot. I can force their Titan to not attack, or to stop their Titan from attacking than it is to try to attempt like if my opponent does have an Azusa in hand and I go for the line that we were talking about, then they actually are going to have access to Titan mana thanks to the Azusa. So it's very interesting how that worked out. Certainly very, very interesting. Certainly very, very interesting. It's crazy how this matchup is either like very tight or like a complete cheese, and it just nothing that anybody does matters. It's nothing that one of the players does matters. Why do I cite these members in? Because stopping the early ramp is actually quite relevant, and this member also allows your scouts, trinket mages, and like whatever, and your zombies to trade with opposing primeval titans. So this member is actually reasonable in the matchup, even though it might not see. So it's reasonable in the matchup from the mirror standpoint, if that makes sense, right? I don't think this member is very good against amuLIT, but in the mirror specifically, because of how things play out, I think that this member is actually quite solid. Beast Bleeding, of course, is significantly better than this member, but I still do think that this member is pretty reasonable. What is the other land that I'm cutting here? I do want a reasonable amount of untapped lands. Maybe it is simply a breeding pool? Nah, breeding pool's too good. I think I'm just gonna cut a cavern. My opponent might be bringing in counter magic. I'm gonna cut a castle. Castle's so good though. Yeah, okay, wait, let's cut castle. And shave one. Trinket Mage actually seems quite solid here. Yeah, I'm just gonna shave one though. On the draw, we might not have time to Trinket Mage. But amuLIT is so important in this matchup that I kind of want to keep the Trinket Mage in. This is unfortunately not keepable. This is not great, but a little bit better. We're still not looking good with this hand. I think I have to keep it, but like I don't love this hand. Sure. Also look at my my opponent doing their thing and like having like making it up to 6 lands, and then I just dismember their Dryad with the Valakut trigger on the stack, and all of their Valakut triggers don't do anything. This is so bad. This is so terrible. I mean, I understand that people want to give it a shot, right? Like, it makes a lot of sense for people to want to try it out, but it's so bad. Also, hashtag sequencing opponent. Hashtag sequencing. Play Azusa, Rot Farm, and I guess I want to have more mana. We might still very easily die because my opponent has an amuLIT and I don't. And that's like the main thing that this matchup revolves around, so we might still be in a lot of trouble here. We might be straight up dead, honestly. We're not the only modern streamer anymore. Is my opponent a streamer? I don't think I've checked them out ever so far. So strong. I know their name because of like, just like showing up in Moto and stuff. Dia haha silver. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, so we're getting Titan here. If they don't have Titan here, we might have a chance by getting Ghost Quarter. Maybe? Seems rough though. Seems not easy for us to achieve. But like, we have a shot at winning this game, and we should have no business winning this game because of like how things worked out. Also, it's very possible that my opponent is just new to the deck, right? And they're like trying to. Oh, you meant yeah? I meant you, yeah. Are you still on the train that Druid is a meme? I think it's not good. I think it's cool that people are trying it out, but I don't think it's good. I mean, we just saw it, right? Like, my opponent has one of the lands is a Valakut. Imagine if this had been a castle, my opponent would have been able to Titan one more turn. Imagine if they had instead of this, they had a scout. My opponent would have also been able to Titan one turn earlier. It's just like it's so many things. Like, my opponent is making their deck much worse by having this card in there, and also by having this card in there. So I guess my opponent is going for a Ghost Quarter plan here. What's going on? Biz within. That's pretty good for them. I needed that land. So their last card in hand is a Semi-Growth Chamber. So I should be dead here. I have to Pact for Sage. That's the only way that I don't lose. That really sucks, man. That really sucks, but I think I have to Pact for Sage. It's literally the only way that I don't lose the game next turn because my opponent can Titan. That's brutal. They want to get in there? Sure. Let's get in there. I die to another Beast Within. I die to Tech Edge. Uro. Sure. Note how my opponent cannot cast the Uro. They cannot like flash it back. What's the name? Escape. They cannot escape it. Second Valakut. I guess the correct line for a P is to not play that Tolaria West and hold it in hand, hoping they draw another Brew Source. Yep. Alright, so we don't have another land, so we actually have to play the amuLIT this turn, which kind of sucks. And it's fine. Again, opponent still cannot do anything over there. And we keep on serving. Imagine packing for 3 mana Explorer that gains 3. That would be incredible, right? Look at my opponent having 2 lands that could have been like real cards instead. Yep. it was gonna happen. It was gonna happen eventually. I think that I still play this game to the best of my ability, and I still think that my opponent did not make the best plays, but they top decked better than I did, so not a fan of the Dryad build. I mean, you're seeing right now why I'm not a fan, right? Let's see what my opponent does here. The correct line is for them to go for Ghost Quarter plus Bounce Land. The forest is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I think it's kind of cool. The only thing that it has is that it's kind of weird. Like it goes like it's very different to everything else, every other land. So it's kind of like I don't know. I'm personally in. I mean, you can play beta forests, right? Like, why would you play this? It's bluish to start. I mean, it's Simic, right? Which it's on theme with the deck. It's like Pokemon. Yeah, it does look like a Pokemon like energy card or whatever. I guess they could have hasted Titan and they didn't, which is interesting. So they play second land, they go Squatter Garrison. And now they should play Ghost Squatter and not crack it. What's my best draw? My best draw is ramming up Excavator. That's not it. That is not it. I think we just passed the turn here. Opponent does have to pay for Pact, though. Yeah, but I think I hold the amulet in hand. Your worst draw is an amulet. It's not the absolute worst. There are some cards that would have been worse. Like another Titan would have been worse than a second amulet. GQ plus Dryad is kind of sick now that I think about it. I mean, GQ plus Azusa is better than GQ plus Dryad. Right? Yeah, so they triple GQ, we go down to 2 lands. And at that point, I think we're out of... Yeah, we don't have outs at that point. Yeah, we needed to draw a ramming up exactly on the previous turn. Yeah, that GQ was... If we draw a bounce land, we actually win right now. Yeah, my opponent seems to just be new to the deck because they're making some plays that are, let's call them suboptimal. Is this one of the matches where Trinket Mace should shine? Trinket would be reasonable here, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Feels bad, man. Even up until that point, we still have had some outs. Yeah, Trinket is okay in this matchup. I like it better on the play than on the draw. I think that specifically against my opponent's build of the deck, I kind of like Dismember even more than against um, against a more regular amuLIT list. Eesh. Yeah, we have to ship this, unfortunately. This is much better. Autumn, go the forest. Breeding pool. Oh, brutal. That really sucks. That really sucks. I think I'll take this. So I think not playing the castle there is fine. It hides the castle for one more turn, and at the same time, it like it doesn't matter for next turn. Anyway. All right. So now we're gonna need to draw a bounce land, please. Pretty please. What's the reason for the fetch line in the deck over either another basic or a third T West? It's I don't like it. The idea is that it's good with with Field of the Dead, but it's much worse against Ashiok. It represents more damage. If you want to, sure. It represents more damage if you want to shock a fetch shock. And I think right now I'm playing 3 breeding pools instead of the fetch land, and I think I like it better. If we get bounce, we could get Azusa with back. We actually don't need because we have. I guess that we have castle. Yeah, I guess that was a reason to play Gemstone Mine over this last turn. Bounce land. Sweet. So we're gonna have to pact for Azusa. Land. Yeah, I think we can even play around removal. Excuse me. So we're gonna do this. This is Azusa. Then we play land and we play this, so we play around Dismember pretty effectively as well. Boom, boom. We do get got by Pact of Negation, so that's my opponent's out here. Pact of Negation. No pact. Yeah, let's go for Stronghold. And here I'm gonna go for Mhm. So I guess my opponent can't haste unless they naturally draw an amuLIT. Third beating pull over the fetch is what you're doing. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. I could get Tolaria West, Vesuva, copy Ghost Squatter. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Even if my opponent has Beast Within, I can still go Squatter myself in order to pay for my Pact on upkeep. But if they have Beast Within, then that's better for me because they can otherwise Beast Within my Titan and I'm actually in trouble. Field them Vesuva copy G. No, I think that getting to the is actually quite important because of what I just said. I'm playing around Beast Within, which my opponent actually did show me. Sure, you're gonna Neuro. I mean, you see how bad this card is, right? Like, again, like my opponent is in a situation where they have an Explorer, but they just, like, that's all they have. They spent 3 mana on an Explorer. Ramming the Excavator, yeah, that one's not gonna be good this game. Alright. We get there. Whereas kind of Meba Dryad impressed me. I mean, Dryad has been. So the problem is not so much the Dryad. The problem is the fact that you are taking bad. You're taking out like scouts or something in order to play the Dryad, and you are playing really bad cards in your deck that literally don't do anything. Dryad if half is half of an Azusa and a 3 mana instead of a 1 mana scout. And both of those are things that I'm not particularly excited about, if you know what I'm saying. Well, we can kind of go ham on them. Which we probably should, I think. Question mark? So I can attack and I can force a chump. The question I'm trying to see, what I'm trying to see here is whether I can actually force lethal. And I think I actually can force lethal here. No, I can't. No, I can't force lethal. I can 16 my opponent. I think here I'm gonna go bounce field plus bounce land. So field plus semi-growth chamber. With those 3 mana, I can cast a Raminap second main phase, and I can go ham on my opponent's lands. All right. Attack. Simic field. Bounce T-West. Boom, boom, boom. Get out of here. Tolaria. And if I kill Castle, 3, 4. If I kill castle, that forces my opponent to use 1 more mana. So I actually do like killing the castle here. 4 basics. Good to know. And now we're still holding up a GQ. So they can Titan here, but it doesn't really achieve much. They're down to find life. Why don't you just do what you did with the Explorers? Just okay, a pair in the Explorer slot for testing. Yeah, so Jesus, the reason why I'm playing Explorer, it's because it just fits so much nicely in the mana curve. Opponent pacts, it's fine. Dryad, sure. So I guess I just go squatter this. They're gonna be able to kill my Titan, but then they're still dying to my board. And I'm sitting at 20, so I'm probably not dying to Valakut triggers. Also, if they play Valakut, yeah, exactly, that's what I was gonna say. If they play Valakut, that means that they're for sure not cutscene a Titan here. Alright, so Valakut me. So that's their second land drop. They sequence the land drops the other way around if they were gonna do this. So now they can get second Valakut plus anything. Titan. That's 12. I'm still not dead. Practically the same list. I was just saying for testing since everyone seems to be high on it. Oh! Well, that was something I did not see coming. Wow. That was actually quite impressive. Alright. That's lethal. Wow. Alright. That was pretty impressive. Trying to think if there's anything I could have done differently. Yeah. The only thing I could have done differently was to hold up both ghost quarters. Yeah. We should have tried to get Pact of Negation. I actually do side out Pact of Negation in the matchup. Because of Cavern of Souls, it can get pretty tricky, and it can be pretty bad, especially with lists that are running two Cavern of Souls. Maybe I should reassess because a lot of lists are not running two caverns anymore. But during while we were playing in the Ursa meta, everybody was playing two Cavern of Souls, and in the face of Cavern Pact is of course pretty embarrassing. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That is good, man. Valakut stuff is much better than Sunhome. Yeah, so the problem is like my opponent has two Valakuts in the deck, right? I would like to know what their list looks like and why they are like which cards they took out in order to put Valakuts. And then those, I mean, we just saw in game 2 how like I just had one dismember and my opponent had a Valakut in play. It didn't matter because we top decked pretty badly, but like just one dismember just killed the Dryad, and then my opponent had like Valakuts in play, which were doing literally nothing. Aether Gust is nice for counter and counter roll. Yeah, Aether Gust and the card that sometimes Storm plays. What's his name? The 2 mana. It's not Remand. This is the Unsubstantiate. All right, I'm into this. If they kill Dryad, they kill Dryad. Yeah, but it's not that if they kill Dryad, they kill Dryad. It's not. It's not. The problem is the cost of putting lands into your deck, and that is what I think that everybody is grossly undervaluing. Every time you naturally draw a Valakut that could have been a castle, or could have been a cavern, or could have been like even a basic forest, you are actually the deck building cost is huge. And I think that a lot of people just like completely disregard that, and they have like decks with just like freaking Valakuts in their deck instead of actual lands that do stuff. Sure, it has a cost. It's just the best draw in the deck. Sweet. Um, yeah, but again, even if you're playing, if you're cutting Sunhome, Sunhome first of all is an untapped land instead of a tapped land. I'm gonna name Giant here, and then when we play Radio Fountain, it's an untapped land, and it allows your Titans to attack through a bunch of things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to attack. And again, you're putting in cards that don't do anything unless you have another land. Like I put my opponent in a situation where they needed to have exactly the perfect amount of basics in their deck. They needed to have exactly Primeval Titan, and they needed to have exactly a Pact for a Dryad or another Dryad, and the Rhyme Excavator. All of these things needed to be true for my opponent to win that game that they just won. And actually, they needed to have exactly one castle in their hand. Like literally all of those things had to go right for our opponent in order for them to win that game. That's a lot of things that you need to play through if you want to, Lightning Bolt resolves. So we're probably playing as a Blue Moon here. In this case, actually, Explorer is not free because if they counter it with Spell Snare or something, we actually do fall behind. So let's play the Prime Time. Vesuva Stronghold. But yeah, that's just my opinion though. If somebody else likes to play some other, like I'm not opposed to people doing that. Like that, it's honestly it's really cool to me that people are trying out all those sorts of stuff. I find it very interesting. It's just like I personally don't think it's what I think that people are doing, which I think it's wrong. It's the fact that I think that they are undervaluing a lot the deck building costs of playing those cards. Yeah, so not much commentary over what I'm doing here. I'm just just playing my cards and doing my things. I don't think that my opponent can win anymore at this point. Like they didn't answer the Titan, so next turn, even if they play a Blood Moon, they're still getting beaten down by a Titan and a zombie. So I have no idea how they win there. Couldn't Valakut just take the field of so I don't think you can do that. I think the field is so much better than Valakut. Like field is insane because it's good by itself, right? They answer your Titan, you have no board at all, and field it's still great, right? Just because you have lands, unless they Armageddon you somehow, you're still fine. Exhaustion. Why would my opponent want to show me what they're playing? So they're playing mono blue, like blue red turns. They're literally dead on board. Like what the hell? Oh, they can have like the one that they bounce and the 0 mana exile the card that you can bounce something. Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah. So maybe they no, I guess they don't. Oh man. What the hell? Fire's taking turns. All right, we want this, we want this, we want these, we want these, we want these, we want Sage, and we want Force. I don't think we want anything else. As far as cards to take out, we can probably shave a couple of Scouts. But Jukebog might be important. Usually in control matchups, I like cutting Castle. I don't think Trinket's going to be very good here. And one more cut. We can shave one. We can shave one Summoner's Pact. Alternatively, we could also shave. Yeah, I go Squatter instead of Summoner's Pact. I'm gonna change that if we go to a game 3. Although I assume that they have Inkmoth Nexus as a win condition, right? Yeah, it's possible. Also, it's nice that even through exhaustion, feel that it's a nice win con. Oh, I have to sneeze, but I don't sneeze. Oh, it's the worst feeling. It's the worst feeling. Ah, itchy. We get caught by Blood Moon, but we beat most everything else, so I think we keep this. Also, the fact that this hand has a castle is kind of gas. Oh, I think I've actually forgot to update the deck list. Let's do that real quick. Modern amuLIT. Whoop. 30 lands 2.0. Whoops. Let's update Cardboard Live real quick. 30 lands 2.0. Alright. Opponent keeps 6. Alright, so that's taken care of. Stream Decker. Pog. So I guess we name human here. And unfortunately I have to play out my amuLIT right now. Alright, sweet. All the decks are updated. This would have been much nicer if it had been a negate instead of stroke for obvious reasons, but c'est la vie. Not here to not get got by Blood Moon. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. That is for sure. I'm definitely in the getting got by Blood Moon business. I basically created the getting got by Blood Moon business. Why did we have to amuLIT? Good question. Because it allows me to hold up Disdainful Stroke on turn 2. Too bad that Disdainful Stroke here doesn't counter any of the cards that we would like to counter out of this deck. But I don't think that we should be. I don't think we should be building our deck in order to to metagame against the blue-red taking turns deck. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's particularly wise for us to do. All right. That's actually not a bad draw. And then having Field of Ruin, it's kind of nice because that means that we, that we are very unlikely to get got by Blood Moon. Couldn't we go tap land into Cavern? Yes, we could have done that, but this allows me to play amuLIT under counter magic. Like remand, whatnot. What you gonna field, opponent? What you gonna field? Maybe they just play the enchantment. Field my breeding pool. I did not see that coming, that's for sure. I mean, with my opponent showing me Field of Ruin, I'm not going to be playing around them for Blood Moon. Also, on turn 2, they could have fetched. Actually, twice. They could have fetched for basics, and they got Shocklands both times. Oh no, not our breeding pool. I know, right? Feels so bad. Opponent, stop. Don't get our breeding pool, opponent. No. Alright, what you got, OP? What you got over there? Deceiver Exarch! Bog. My opponent's playing Deceiver Exarch. Chat. 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 You're not gonna believe me. My opponent's playing Deceiver Exarch. Ciencia49, thank you for the follow. My opponent's playing Deceiver Exarch. The 1-1 bracket is full of wonders. Oh yeah, opponent. I can't wait for you to go for it. Gimme. Gimme, opponent. Gimme. Gimme that Kiki. Kiki that Jiki. Cavern on Goblin, opponent. Come on. Come on. Bring it on. Cavern on Goblin, opponent. Someone must have been praying for a twin unban. I know, right? Crazy. Crazy. What is this? Second Exarch? Whoo! Pestermite too? All the kids are coming out to play. Modern's great. Anybody that tells you that Modern isn't great, they just haven't played enough Modern, that's all. If anybody tells you Modern is not great, they have no idea what they're talking about. Look at my opponent playing Deceiver Exarch and Pestermite in their deck. Wire 2Bs within? Yeah, mostly Ashiok. Trinket Mage has been decent, honestly. Bold Face? Whew. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Take 3. Yeah, honestly, Beast Within has been pretty solid. I mean, you saw it in the previous match in the pseudo mirror, right? Like the fact that game 2 was basically won because my opponent had access to Beast Within, and Beast Within my bounce land on my upkeep. which ended up being game breaking. Cavern on Giant. Turn 6 Primeval Titan. Is this one good enough? I'm at 13. I think I'm gonna hold up Disdainful Stroke. I don't want my opponent to like be able to bounce my Titan or something like that. The other alternative line would have been to transmute for Pact of Negation. My opponent can still win here if they EOT Cryptic bounce my Breeding Pool. Unfortunately, I had no way to play around that. Why have we dropped the third Tolaria West? Good question. Basically, the fact that we are playing two Field of the Deads in the main deck means that Tolaria West, in order to chain Titans, is much less necessary because each Titan is that much more impactful than it used to be. Snapcaster Mage. Yep, Snapcaster resolves. So I guess they were like mono blue taking turns on game 1, and now they just sideboarded into Tween from 5-6 years ago. Is that what's going on? They put one card on top. I mean, they might have Kiki Dispel here. Land Kiki Dispel. That would be game. That'd be pretty hot, actually. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Should have been playing. You see, Negate wouldn't have countered Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker. But we're next leveling and we're metagaming against blue red taking turns that sideboards into Twin. So instead of having a silly negate in our deck, we had Disdainful Stroke to counter our opponent's Kiki Jiki Mirror Break. You see? Deck building. Top level deck building. Opponent says GG's. I say GG's. Next level deck building. Metagaming against blue red. Blue red taking turns. Oh man. Oh, Modern's great. How do you hold a straight face and say that? My poker face is very, very good. What I don't understand is why is my opponent not conceding? Like they said GG's in chat. Usually when somebody says GG's in chat, that means that they died. But I guess not in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Okay, you want me to go through it, opponent? I'll show you how dead you are. Do you want me to show you how dead you are? You're very, very dead. So let's do Border Scary Sunslayer Stronghold. Float some mana. Bounce Tolaria West. Transmute. Pact of Negation. Haste in your prime time. Sakoth with a tier 1 sub. Welcome back. Let me kill my opponent real quick here, and then I'm gonna give you the proper love that you deserve, Sakoth. Thank you so much for the continued support. 11 months. That's so many months. So many months. Oh, my opponent's just making me go for it. Sun, home, field. Get them real dead. Yeah, sure. Sumbo you. Alright. Are we done here, OP? Are we done? Second Kiki in hand. Yeah. If only this guy weren't double striking for 16, right? Is that lethal, OP? Is that lethal? It is, thank you. I haven't had that in a while. Like, your opponent says GG's in chat and then they actually don't concede. Feels bad, man. But yeah, Seiko, thank you so much for the subscription. Gabi4, thank you for the follow. Growing Pains. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is the stuff. Can you imagine that? Sorry, I'm gonna punt. Thank you for the follow. Can you imagine that this deck has potential starts like this and people like willingly choose to not play it? How crazy is that? Like, look at all the stuff that you can do. It's so much stuff. So much stuff. Alright, what are we playing against? What you got, opponent? Stomping Ground. How has Trinket Mage been? These plus. It's definitely been these plus. Oh yeah. Bring it on. So I'm gonna do some of this. I'm gonna float. Gonna do some of this. Gonna float. 1, 2, 3. Land. Bounce. Breeding Pool. Not shock. Transmute. Pact of Negation. Easy life. Go. Like that once upon a time I find amuLIT with Trinket Mage. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's randomly irrelevant, which is the best kind of relevant. We all know that. Arboreal Gracer. So many tap lands. Poggers. It feels good when the deck is just like, yeah, I mean, friend, you got this. Let's just speed the process a little bit, you know. Let's keep this moving. Let's be done with this. Let's speed things up a little bit, you know. I know that you really want to go play, you know, just you want to move on to game 2. So let's. I got you, bro. I got you. And I'm like, thank you, Moto. Thank you, Moto, for being so kind. At least I appreciate it when opponents just f6, you know? Because this is very annoying to do when you're in a situation where, you know, your opponent is kind of like not conceding, but they also are not f6, so you are, you know, just not here nor there. But when, you know, when your opponent just f6 is, at least it's just like, yeah, okay, cool. They know they're dead. I know they're dead. Everybody knows that they're dead. That's kind of good, says my opponent. Ah. My opponent's a good sport. I like my opponent. All right. Beast Within, Sage, and that's it. Jigglebog out. We want to shave on one. Scout, Trinket Mage can come out. We can shave on Explorers. I was going for like 15 seconds. Well, my opponent died. That's what happened. It happens sometimes, you know. I didn't see Dryads from the previous Scapeshift opponent that we played against. Maybe this opponent is playing Dryads as well. They are playing Gracers, so I imagine that if they are playing Gracers, that is because they are playing Dryads. Let's do this instead. Because Dryad, it's actually can be played on turn 2, thanks to Gracer. So I would assume that since I saw Gracer game 1, that we're probably gonna see Dryad. I still don't think that we won these members, but Beast Within is gonna become that much better. Oh, bum it. That hand would have been also good, almost good. I mean, Okay, so we keep and we ship the pact. So we field here. So I guess I cannot turn 3. That's not really an option for me. Unless I draw a bounce land. But even if I draw a bounce land... Yeah, I actually think that the 2 damage from the Breeding Pool is going to be pretty costly here, so I am going to... just going to play a tapped field and pass the turn. This turn I can amuLIT plus Breeding Pool. The only problem with that is I might have a double amuLIT draw, but I'm not going to have an ETB tapped land, which is kind of a beating. Putting on mono tapped lands over there. Redundant Titan, not great. That I can confirm. Split Castle. Well, that's aggressive. But I'll take it. Opponents just like 2-for-1 themselves, just like that. That's kind of gas. Only down to 1 card. Did play a land. So they could have land. They could have a Titan in hand, and they're missing a land. They pitch Grazer. Alright. So gonna find another amuLIT here. One more time, we see the power of Trinket Mage, allowing for more reliable access to amuLIT in matchups where it matters. Tapped Valakut. That's brutal for my opponent. That's brutal for them. Scout. Huh. I don't think I can spend this turn to transmute because this Tolari West is actually gonna be my this Tolari West is actually gonna be my my second my last land. Actually, with that in consideration, I should have actually played the Tolari West now. If OP plays a Titan here, we might be in trouble, but maybe amuLIT can bail us out. Yeah, so there's prime time, which is kind of a problem. Let's see what they do with their Valakut triggers first. That's a lot of damages. It's a lot of damages. Doesn't do anything. Alright, how do we get out of this one? Blood Moon? Because they can just go face, which is the main problem. We can prevent the trample damage. So then having 3 Valakuts is my out? Seems rough. Brilliant Fountain. Yes, it's not gonna be good enough, unfortunately. My opponent blocking, that is my out. Ugh, they saw the line. Damn it. My opponent misclicking their primetime trigger, that's my out. Thank you for the follow. Red mana for Lightning Bolt. Alright. So there's Mountain. I think there's literally no scenario in which it's correct to search for tomorrow before your Titan trigger. The picture showing up when you get a follow is my soul animal. Yeah, that was kind of the point. we're in the same. We're in the same boat there. So we're just dead cells here. Die, says my opponent. I'm on it. Thank you. People who don't like Moto Chat just don't get it, you know. Moto Chat is great. You can have all sorts of stupid conversations with your opponent. Such a good time. All right, bring it on. That is bringing it on. Yeah, that is certainly bringing it on. All right. We have successfully brought it on, chat. We have successfully brought it on. Do they have the force of vigor? Because that'd be gas if they had force. Should I play around force? I mean, honestly, like, I am going to, right? Like, what's my opponent gonna do? Farsic resolves. Hope it's not wrong. It's never wrong to ask questions, Justicon. Where are the best cyber cards against amuLIT Titan? Can play against Druid combo. Dismember. Bar none. Dismember is your best ally. Dismember's great. Dismember's love. Alright. I'm going to play one more land, and once I have guaranteed Titan mana, I'm going to play out the second amuLIT. Not before. I guess that was actually a good point to play a second amuLIT. I mean, I guess I don't have to, so I'm not gonna. No, we can now counter it. We couldn't before. That is kind of my point. And like, this is the blue mana that I would have used to play out the second amuLIT, so... Bottom line, my opponent just doesn't have enough to do anything here. Vesuva... Sunhome? I guess we don't need to. Let's do Ghost Quarter, Tolaria. Yeah, it just doesn't matter what we get at this point. Opponent did not have the force, that's fine, whatever. But like, we have Disdainful Stroke, so... Yeah, that makes sense, Cool Terp. Just like, I mean, it doesn't matter, so I didn't think about it, but yes, you're right. So it would have been play Gruul Turf, then play second amuLIT, have green floating, have a Breeding Pool available, then play Gruul Turf. That's 4 mana. Then play Gruul Turf again. That's 8 mana, and then we actually have Disdainful Stroke throughout the whole thing. Yeah, that would have been the correct line for sure. Is there a hard shutdown for them? We usually don't play, but could. It's like 50% of my LGS meta. Binding Needle, but you still get got by the things that you get got, right? Like you get got by like Night of Autumn and stuff, and Binding Needle just gets got by Night of Autumn anyway. So it's kind of like, yeah, there are things that you can use, but are they worth using? Is the question. Opponent plays on. We got a nice 5-0 with amuLIT yesterday, been liking the deck. Yeah, I think that the deck is awesome. We just 5-0 twice in a row with it today. Looks great. Only loss so far has been to the mirror. So many Titans. Opponent has had enough. Alright. Last match of today. Terp on Moto. Oh, nice. For a while. We've played a couple times. Oh, yeah? Nice. Nice, Terp. Well, welcome to the stream. Playing this party boy over here. Yeah, we're gonna ship this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a turn 3 Titan mana. Okay. It's decent. Oh, brutal. Guess we don't have anything. Have I tried the version with the new Dryad? No, I don't like it. Even though I lost to, even though that my only loss today has been to that deck, but even still, I don't like it. I think that the cost of playing that in your deck is super high. You can do some impressive stuff. Like my opponent got game 3 from me in very impressive fashion. They needed a ton of things to break their way, but they did, and it did look pretty good. That doesn't mean it is. Yeah, we're playing against Black Green Rock, apparently. Garruk Relentless! I've been 9-1 with Uro amuLIT. Yeah, I think Uro is just not good. Garruk Relentless. Holy crap. Chat. My opponent has Garruk Relentless in their deck. Okay, so I'm not playing this guy now. Because I know that it's probably not a good move. So let's do this on Giant. Now let's do this. Now if we top deck a Titan, we have Titan mana, which is great. Another Goifle. Blue mana off a breeding pool. Tis certainly interesting. Alright. So, let's say I transmute this. My opponent gets this. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to play this. Transmute. We still have Castle next turn. We play this to chump or something like that. Assassin's Trophy. It's kind of annoying. Well, that's actually lethal, right? No, there's a scout in the graveyard, so we're good. They're playing Sultai, yeah. Solved a lot of situation I was stuck in against Shadow Variants, etc. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, that's the metagame where Uro is reasonable. So if that's the metagame that you're expecting, then probably Uro is okay. Just a matter of, is that the metagame that we see right now? And again, like, what people I think undervalue a lot is there's a really, really, really big cost to playing those cards in your deck, right? Because those are cards that are by definition making your deck worse, right? So if we're playing those cards, what is the cost of playing those cards? Well, the cost of playing those cards is the fact that maybe you're playing, like for example with the Valakut thing, maybe you're not playing Sunhome, maybe you're not playing I don't know, like a fourth castle. Like, this card is insane. These guys have been so good for me. Same thing with Uro. When you're playing Uro, you're choosing to not put other cards in your deck. Maybe Uro is better than Trinket Mage. I don't know. Maybe it is. But maybe it isn't, right? Maybe just Trinket Mage giving you more reliable access to amuLIT or engineered explosives is just better than Uro in a certain metagame. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what's the metagame that we have? What's the metagame that we're looking at? And what's the best way to tackle that metagame? Wow, how great is that for me? How great is that for me? Field of the Dead, Tolaria West, I guess? I guess if they have a land, they can get me here, because they can Field of Ruin. If they draw a land, then I die here. Oh, okay, so I was dead anyway. Yeah. Makes sense. If I had gotten Tolaria West instead of the... If I had gone Radiant Fountain instead of Tolaria West, we would have been better against specifically this scenario. But I know for a fact that my opponent has Assassin's Trophy. So if I do that, then my opponent trophies my Titan, and I'm just left with a couple of Sumbos, and my opponent is going to overrun me at some point, right? So I'm choosing to play around the cards that I know of in Assassin's Trophy instead of the cards that my opponent could potentially have. Which is fine. Get this out, get one of these out, get these out. Against the Rock, actually, I kind of want to do a little bit of a split because they have to use real cards to answer Scout, as opposed to it being virtually free, and they also have to use real cards to use to kill amuLIT. Except amuLIT loses a ton of value when your bounce lands get interacted with. So I think that's cool. Beast Within I don't love, but my opponent's gonna be bringing in Ashiok, so I have to play with Beast Within. Not in love with the card in the matchup, but it's kind of a forced. It's a forced play basically. My opponent's playing Garok Relentless. That's kind of mind blowing, honestly. The guy wrote farm to play around Field of Ruin / Fulminator and that kind of stuff. Do I want? I think I do want the trinkets actually. Maybe I'm actually gonna just shave down to one. They're gonna be going after my lands pretty aggressively, so having a blue card is probably not awesome. This hand is, I guess, a keep. We can never draw a land and we just die miserably, but I guess we have to keep it. Why do you take out the second mage? The list you posted on Twitter just has one. Oh, take out 4 the mage. Okay, gotcha. I took out the third explorer. All right, so my opponent has Ashiok in hand, right? Like that's literally the only way you would take Beast Within over the Azusa there. So they have Ashiok in hand, which is kind of a beating. In fact, I should have played. I made a miss. I guess it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. Never mind. We're fine. turn to go if you do tell 3 Ashok, it's gonna be really hard to beat. I guess my out, I just need to start drawing a bunch of land drops naturally. Just have to start hitting natural land drops a bunch. That sucks. Also, my opponent's playing Splashing Blue. I totally forgot that they were Splashing Blue. I think I jammed though, right? Oh, I guess my opponent answers my questions for me. Huh. That kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Get to area west here, play my tap land, play castle, swing for 1. Just Splashing Blue sounds familiar. Man pants. That's brutal. No more Oko, baby. No more Oko. Just play your Ashiok opponent, because if you don't, you just lose the game. So you'd better play your Ashiok right now. I guess Fulminator would also be pretty good for them. Tile Distractor? Yeah, that one's not good enough. Alright, we win. Nice Stamping Sphere. So let's do Field of the Dead and a Bounce Land. Wee zombies. Opponent showed me Maelstrom Pulse last game. They better have it. They better have it. And if they answer my zombos with Maelstrom Pulse, then they die to my Titans and vice versa. So this game is done. Over game is over. Alright, opponent concedes. Damping Sphere, not as hard to beat as Ashiok. I think I like this. I'm going to run it back. I'm kind of like mind blown that my opponent took the Beast Within on turn 1. Yeah, we're going to keep this. Creeping Tar Pit. Yes! Yes, opponent. Yes! I gave you that more so I hate you. What happened turn 1? My opponent played a Creeping Tar Pit. Oh, last game. Yeah, last game my opponent Inquisition the JVP. Manpans, this is your boy right here. I'm playing against your boy over there. Yeah, so I'm gonna play Simic here, tapped. And next turn we have Titan mana. So my opponent needs to kill the scout. They don't know it, but they have to kill the scout like right now. Does this dude know that Oko is banned? Maybe the party boy has been partying too hard and didn't read the the VNR announcement last week. All right, here comes Ashiok. Unmoored Ego? Brutal. We're still fine though. They're gonna get our Titan, but we can still kill them with Zombos and Tireless Tracker. Oh, Field of the Dead? Oh, baby. Really? They're more scared of Field of the Dead than they're scared of Primeval Titan? Or do they not know that I have Titan mana? I guess that my opponent I guess I didn't show them the castle. That must have been it. So I didn't show. Well, hello there. I'm sorry, OP. I'm so sorry. Oh man. Oh, OP. I'm so sorry. I mean, am I crazy, or they should just like 100% just snap off naming Primeval Titan, like under literally every single circumstance imaginable ever? I would imagine that they just thought that I didn't have Primeval Titan mana, and that's why they assumed, oh, I'm gonna be fine. I'm just going to, just like I can basically get like play a fetch or something, and like flashback ego next turn. I would imagine that's what they thought. And of course, it backfired ridiculously for them. That was fun. That just happened somehow. I mean, I'll take them, right? When these games come to me, I'm gonna take them every time. Like, I'm so mad. They name Field of the Dead with Unmoored Ego. And now I guess I packed for Tracker or something. And just get there that way. Oh, my opponent has a 1-2 Goif. Yeah, that sounds fair. Sure. I mean, at this point, it's kind of whatever, right? Like, I was gonna pack for this guy, but I guess if I naturally draw it, that's just easier. So let's do this and this. Kind of doesn't matter what I get here. Let's haste the new bra. I guess I could have gotten Tracker as well for BM value, BM value is important. You gotta keep your opponent on their toes. He could have recast and more ego. Well, I bugged them, so I don't think they could have cast a more ego there. All right, Sunhome. I guess Vesuva copying Stronghold, just for extra value. Sure, whatever. You bought him because he didn't get Titan with ego. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that what happened is like my opponent did not see the castle, so they just assumed, oh yeah, they're only gonna have access to 5 mana next turn, so um, I'm good. But you know, it didn't work out that way. You're fine, man, Pence. I think that it was. I'm not gonna say that it was like I still think that they should have named Titan, right? I think that you kind of just name Titan like 100% of the time. Like that's the first thing that you name. Then you worry about the other thing. Exactly. I would imagine that but they got like a little bit overconfident that I didn't have Titan mana. I only have access to 5 mana. But Castle, man, Castle's so freaking good. No mistakes, never any mistakes. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. So Trinket Mage was honestly kind of good. Like I didn't dislike it at any point. Like in any of the games that we played, what was Soul Strong playing? They were playing amuLIT, but with the Dryad, with the Nymph. So that's what they were on, and we got like super nutted in the last game. It was great actually. it was a super spectacular way to lose the game. It was actually kind of awesome. I thought I had it locked out, and then my opponent just like managed to, like, they just had everything they needed to exactly go off. Can I DM you on Twitter? My list? Yeah, you can just like post it and at me. If you said that you posted it, Cool Terp, just at me on Twitter and I'll check it out. But yeah, I don't really like that list. Like you're playing a lot of cards that are just really bad, and like Trinket Mage has been super solid, honestly, in what I played today, and yeah, just being able to get amuLIT to go over the top of whatever your opponents are doing, it's pretty powerful. Um, Thoughts on the sideboard? Still pretty experimental. I'm not gonna say that I'm like, yeah, the sideboard looks incredible or whatever. But Beast Within has been kind of an all-star. I've liked Beast Within a lot. Um, the triple dismember has been nice. A lot of people have been playing the Druid deck. We actually faced it twice today, and we beat it both times because dismember is just pure gasoline. Force of Vigor is definitely in the chopping block. Grafdigger's Cage has been excellent. Second Cavern also potentially on the chopping block. The main reason for this cavern being in the sideboard is mostly because of Shadow. That's like the main reason why I want to have access to a second cavern in post sideboarded games. How has Cage been? Cage has been very very good, and the fact that you can trinket for it is actually great as well. But it's not even so much as I have drawn it and it was great. It's more of I've played against a bunch of decks where Cage is great. Like we actually didn't play against any decks that Cage is good against today, besides the what we just played. Um, but yeah, like we've been playing against a bunch of decks where Cage would have been super legit, basically. Field of the Dead for honor system purposes. Beat Midrange like a real man. I mean, I just did, right? Like, I literally just beat Midrange without Field of the Dead. So, what are you talking about, man pants? Once you start seeing more Blood Moon, you'll start running 3-4 copies of Force. Yeah, exactly. But for whatever reason, I have not seen that much Blood Moon, honestly. Like, I'm still super afraid of it, right? That's the main reason why Force of Vigor is sitting in my sideboard right now, is because I'm so afraid of Blood Moon. But I honestly have not been seeing that much Blood Moon lately, even though I would expect Blood Moon to be, like, really good right now. Um, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting lucky with my pairings or whatever. Beast Within, though, it's probably going to be a mainstay. Honestly, I wish that we could splash some color, like red. Honestly, at this point, I think I would play 2 Fries in my sideboard without even playing a Brave. Like, if I were to splash red, I would just just for Fry. I have a John list with 6 Blood Moons right now. I'm feeling it. Oh damn! I hope I never ever get paired against you. Or if I do, you name Field of the Dead with a Morigo, and I can just Titan you on the next turn. No, for real. Oh, you take out Ashiok Trophy then? Exactly. If you want me to beat you fair, you beat me fair as well. Astrolabe is still lurking. Maybe that's keeping Blood Moon down. Is it though? I haven't played against any Astrolabe decks in a while. Honestly, with the new bannings, I'm kind of interested in playing some Ursa myself and try to see whether that deck is still real. But like not the control Ursa versions, but more of the like the previous, like the Wear of Invention versions with like the Goblin Engineer and stuff, and see how those work out. Because honestly, I really enjoy that kind of deck. So I'm kind of interested to see if that it's actually still viable without Mox Opal, which seems rough, but maybe, I don't know. People are just so concentrated to not play Blood Moon because of Lave. Yeah, that seems more like it, honestly. Go for Lantern Control with Ursa. That would be hilarious. Lantern Control actually seems like a deck that could be okay, because like it's not that deck abused Mox Opal or anything. It was just like a random. It was just a random card. So for called Ursulis with Mox Ember, Gold Engineer, Emery, Thopter, Sword, and Renan 6, it went 5-0. I mean, you can 5-0 with anything, right? I 5-0 with Reclaimer amuLIT. So you can 5-0 with I even 5-0 with Jund. So you can literally 5-0 with everything. No, for real though. For real though. Yeah, I'm interested in trying out some more decks. I might brew some of that at some point, maybe this week. This got popular immediately after banning. Slogan posted a list and people ran with it. Interesting. That's Logan Nettles. Um, yeah, I would be down to giving it a shot. I'm gonna Google it. Maybe he posted it on Twitter or something. The Jabberwocky. Um, all right, amuLIT's great. Deck's awesome. Only loss was to the mirrors today. Explore has been pretty medium to good. Trinket Mage has been good to very good. So I actually kind of dig the Trinket Mages right now. Maybe this. I mean, of course, these four are the flex slots currently. These four cards are the ones that I'm going to be moving around with. 30 lands with 4 castles has been stellar. Like, Castle has consistently been impressing me over and over and over again. So big fan of the castles, and it's probably like the main reason why I'm still up to 30 lands even after the Oko bans and everything. Thoughts on the counter list, right? I talked about that multiple times, Gex, where basically I think that you're playing a little bit too many terrible cards in your deck. So yeah, it can do some really explosive stuff, but you're playing a little bit too many terrible cards in your deck for me to be able to be comfortable with that list. Maybe there's some tuning to be done there, and we can actually arrive at a list that is reasonable. I could see like 4 Dryads. Basically, I don't think that playing any less than 4 Azuzas is ever reasonable in amuLIT. Like I don't think you can do that, because Azusa is by far your best card. If you're not cutting Azuzas, then you probably want to cut Scouts, and then you're making your curve just horrendous. You're making your curve so bad. Um, exactly, and like you're paying the price of the cards. Like when it's great, it's gonna be awesome, right? Like that's literally our only loss today was to my opponent just drawing. Like doing some impressive stuff with Dryad plus Valakut and stuff with a Titan. But so when everything works out your way, it's very impressive. And then your opponent just has a dismember, or like even a nature's claim, or like a freaking just like any way to answer your Dryad, or you don't have the pack for the Dryad or whatever, and you have a Valakut in your deck and Garrison instead of Stronghold, and you don't have Sunhome, so your Titans by definition are way worse, right? Because they don't do as much by themselves. So that's the price that you're playing. You're becoming a worse Primeval Titan deck to allow yourself some like backdoor outlets into some cheesy wins, which again it can happen. It can happen for sure. Most of the time I'd rather just have an amulet do the thing the deck normally does. Exactly. That's the thing. And I mean we just saw when the impressive stuff happened, and that is what I think that people are forgetting. Like we in the match that we played, we saw when the impressive stuff happened, but we didn't see the rest of my opponent's matches, right? If the rest of my opponent matches was like my opponent going turn 1 Valakut and like you know if they cut a castle for the Valakut, then like that, or like turn one, instead of having Sunhome, which enters the battlefield untapped, they had Valakut and they couldn't play amuLIT on one, which delayed them for like one full turn, and then they lost the tempo there, you know. So it's take it with a grain of salt kind of thing. And yes, it's possible that it could be real, but I am not sold on it at all. Vegas already playing Howard Battlements, might as well play Howard Garrison to complete the meme. Nice. Have you tried going back to steerings yet? Basically, since this card got printed, I don't think that I'm interested in going back to steerings. That's basically my thoughts. How dare you ask him that question? Yeah, since this card got printed and like we are building our deck in order to maximize this card, like we literally just played. You just saw that match against the bug deck, right? Like turn one scout, thanks to Castle, gave me a turn 3 Titan. My opponent didn't take that into consideration, and they just died. They died because they thought they had one more turn before the Titan came down, and we're like, "Yo, surprise! You're dead now." So I think this card is just very, very good, and building our deck to maximize this card is, in my opinion, the way to go. So I honestly don't see myself going back to steerings anytime soon. That might change if, again, like we go back to something like, I don't know, a deck like Hogak comes back, where amuLIT is like one of the most important cards in the deck, and like Tormod Script, Grafdigger's Cage are also important, so you can steering someone for Tormod Script or whatever and just play it out. But unless something like that, like a Bridgebound style deck, becomes the best deck in the format again, I don't see myself going back to steerings. What, we just banned Primetime? No. That's no. We don't talk about banning Primetime in this chat, man pants. Let's do a whole inning now. I'm done for today. No, sub, by the way, thank you for all the great content I've been burning through. It's been the best. Oh, thank you, Gexper. I really appreciate it. Ban me, you cowards. Ban me like you, Mandok. Oh no, we're fine. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you. Nice. Nice. All right, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, YouTube. GG's to you as well, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all the good stuff. And yeah, I really appreciate you hanging out in the channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.